See, whenever you were a young man growing up in life, you realise something that whenever you do hit the age of, I'd say 18, pretty much, this is whenever you really figure this out the most, is that pretty much 99% of people are all the same and don't have a personality. Now that's not me, I'm not trying to be nihilistic here, saying that everyone is boring and or what, some stupid crap like that there, that a lot of soy boys and low testosterone losers are going to take out of context. But the harsh reality of the world is that, bro, people just aren't that interesting, and 99% of people that you do meet aren't that interesting. You know, you've experienced it before, bro, right? You're watching this video and you can probably relate to a time back whenever, maybe it would have been last week, last month, or last year. You'd go on a night out, you go out to a bar or a restaurant with your friends, and like everyone just sort of says the same crap. Do you ever get that? Where everyone wants to go out drinking on the weekends, everyone wants to go to Ibiza on holiday, everyone wants to go to Magaluf on holiday. It's like these people just want to go to one of two locations in the world on holiday. Like there's the whole world to explore, and yet these types of people, and the majority of these people, only want to go to these two places. I'm going to tell you a hard truth, and maybe this is something that you probably already agree with. But see, places like Ibiza and Magaluf and all them sort of party atmosphere places in Spain, they're pretty much the same places that all those loser friends of yours still go out on the weekends. It's just in a different country. Let's say if you're someone from the UK and you go out every weekend, right, partying and going into bars and restaurants, and you go partying every Saturday, right? Magaluf and Ibiza are pretty much the same places that you go out every weekend. They're just in a different location. And it's funny, these people, they sit there and they'll say, I want to go on holiday, or I just want to get away from this place, but yet they pretty much go to the same place, because that's all it is. It's just full of drunk losers. And like, you go to the life, you want to escape the life of drunk losers and partying and the whole thing of people going out every weekend, only to go to a place where they do the same thing. These people that you are friends with, these people that you pretty much know or know of, they're all the same. They're all addicted to drugs, they're all addicted to drink, and they're all going to be alcoholics whenever they're older. And you're not like that, alright? If you're watching this video right now and you agree with anything that I'm saying, you're pretty much not like the 99% of people. Because 99% of people, bro, pretty much the same as everyone else. Like, they're all robots. And I always call them drones, because they all are drones. Like, they're all just the same copy and paste of everyone else. And they all have no ambition, they have no desire, they have no drive, and they're all irresponsible, untrustworthy people who all really sort of care about themselves. They're reckless, they spend all their wages every single week that they make from their shit jobs, and they spend it all on drink, and they spend it all on addictions. And if you're a young man watching this right now, and maybe you have had that life before, but if you're somebody who's watching this and you agree with this, clearly you want to get out of it, or you are already out of that sort of life, or maybe you don't have friends like that, whatever. But it is just a sad reality of the world, and if you're probably wondering why that is the case, and it's something that's always been in my mind all the time, it's like, why are 99% of people so boring in life? Mainly it's because of, number one, of many factors, and I've realized this, I've come to this conclusion, right? And feel free to argue with me in the comment section if you do disagree. Again, like I said, I'm open to it. Pretty much what I believe, that there are many factors why 99% of people your age and younger, and it's only going to get worse, that everyone is just all the same, is because we've been raised to sort of be clueless, if that makes sense. So we've always been raised in the school system, the shitty school system that maybe if you're in school at the minute you'll understand, but whenever you go into school, you've always been taught from the start of school to basically look up to an authority figure and never really make your own decisions, and you were never really taught to sort of go out into the world by yourself. So the school system has trained you in a way to sort of always seek an authority figure. And what I mean by that is, whenever you finally leave school, what are you going to do? Because you spent years and years and years and years and years going to school and taking orders off an authority figure and your parents, that whenever you then get thrown into the world, what are you then going to do? Are you then going to turn around randomly and just start going living life by yourself and start making your own decisions? No, that's not the case. You're going to instantly go to something that is sort of has that authority figure again, because that's the only life you've ever lived. That's all you've ever known. So whenever you then leave school, you're then going to be thrown into a situation where then what's the first thing you're going to do? Well, you're going to look for an average job. You're going to look for a 9 to 5, because you seek that sort of life again, where you sort of have to wait for someone to tell you what to do. And that is why 99% of people are so uninteresting. And I'll go further into it, so hear me out. So we've all been raised, like I said, to not really make our own decisions and not really do what we want. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean that in a good way. We've all been raised to be like that. Whenever we actually have the rare chances, whenever we were younger, to actually make our own decisions, we were clueless, we don't know what to do. And what do? We just look at what the person next to us is doing and we copy them. And that's pretty much what the majority of people my age, specifically, I'm 23, people in your 20s mainly, I mainly find this with, or just older as well. The reason why we all live the same lives, and maybe we all did live the same lives, is because we never really were taught to sort of be independent. We never were taught to sort of do what we want. We were never taught to sort of make our own decisions and live our own lives. Everything came from someone else. And so whenever we then had the rare chances to actually decide and make our own decisions, we didn't know how to make the good decisions, so we then just copied somebody else. And that's why we live in a world now where everybody just does the same crap. Everybody goes to school, everybody goes to uni, everybody goes to Ibiza on holiday, everybody goes on nights out on a Saturday, everybody lives for the weekends, everybody wastes their wages to get sloppy drunk, and everybody takes drugs. Because whenever you're sort of living in a life where you're waiting for someone to tell you what to do and you're thrown out into the world, because that's what the school does, it chews you up and it spits you into the world and you have zero preparation for it. So whenever you're thrown into the world, you're lost. And have you ever heard the saying, birds of a feather flock together? This is more important than ever, that saying. Because whenever you're thrown out into the world, a bunch of people who are lost are just going to end up doing the same thing as each other. They're all going to end up copying each other. And that's what we are. We are a generation of lost men who don't know what to do with their lives. So we end up just pretty much doing what the norm is doing, which is going out every weekend, partying, doing drugs and drinking alcohol. And we don't know the effects that really has towards us until it's too late. Until we're in our 30s and we have a beer belly and we fucked up our physique and our brains are all fried, and we can't genuinely, what was once our high potential that we could reach is now completely destroyed, because now we've lived a life of degeneracy and never really worked on ourselves, because we were never really taught really how to actually be men. So if you're somebody who is watching this right now and you are a lost young man, and you are somebody who wants guidance in life, and you generally want lessons that are going to massively impact you in a positive way, this is the best channel for you right now. Again, I'm not trying to advertise, I'm not trying to push that onto you, but there's a lot of lessons I've learned in life. I'm going to sort of open up to you a little bit. I've never really sort of had a father figure in my life. My dad is in my life, but he never really was much of a father. So I sort of had to learn those lessons that my father should have taught me myself, and I'm still learning those, and I still will always learn them. And it's annoying and it pisses me off sometimes. It does get to me, because sometimes in life that I sit there and go to myself, like, can you imagine how amazing and how far further in life I would be if I actually had a masculine father figure or a father in my life. So a lot of years of my life are taken up learning lessons that my dad should have taught me whenever I was younger. There is a lot of lessons I have learned in life, especially when it comes to dating, the gym. I know I don't look much the part right now. I know I look like a sheep's arse, but that's mainly because I've been focusing on YouTube. I know a lot about looks max and stuff like that there, meditation, the importance of being charismatic, and over the past few years I've managed to sort of step out of the line of the norm. I don't go on nights out anymore. I've learned a lot from it. Like I've said, I've sort of indulged in that life and I'm not really sort of doing that anymore. I've lost a lot of friends. I don't really have much friends, because the majority of people who I have been friends with all really sort of do the same thing, and I don't really fit in with a lot of people, because the majority of people, like I said, are fucking boring, bro. Like, they just are. Like, I sit and sometimes have conversations with people who I used to be friends with, and like before I stopped talking to them, I used to listen to them talk, and all they ever talk about is just crap. They just talk crap. They talk about TV shows, they talk about Love Island, they talk about stuff on social media that generally does not benefit their lives in any manner. It does not benefit them in any way at all. That's what I'm saying, is these people are just leaves, just drifting in the wind, just going in no direction at all. I know this video is long, but if you're someone who can relate to the stuff that I am saying, I would appreciate it if you comment down below and tell me your story and what you think. And like I said, like the video and do all that good stuff. But it is pretty interesting, and I'm striving to sort of go away from the sort of 99%. I want to be the top 1%, and that's why, instead of going out every weekend, I'm working on videos like this here. I'm working on my business, I'm meditating, I'm doing all these things that the average people don't do. And it's sad because whenever you do go down that route in life, you sort of get treated differently. People treat you like there's something wrong with you. People, once you step out from the generic line of everyone else, the generic lane that everyone else is walking in, or the generic direction that every human being, that the 99% of people are actually going in, whenever you step out of that, everyone just turns their heads and looks at you in a very sort of strange way, because they see you doing something with your life and they don't like that. It makes them feel bad because they're not doing anything with theirs. If you're somebody who is sick and tired of that, you don't like being, you're sick and tired of being like everyone else, I would just want to let you know, bro, by watching this video, that there are many millions and hundreds of millions of other men out there that actually are the same as you. I'm going to give as much information as I possibly can on this channel, especially with my own life and life lessons that I have learned. You know, I went from a guy who struggled to text girls, I struggled to even look girls in the eye. I generally would struggle to make eye contact with women. And because of that, I suffered massively when it came to losing my virginity and stuff like that there. I was a bit of a late bloomer. I'll get into that later on in life, but this is a different style of video. But yeah, I went from somebody like that to then somebody who now has a girlfriend, somebody who now can attract women, no problem. Like I said, I went from a skinny kid to to somebody who was nearly 100 kg, absolute solid gold steel. Yeah, I don't know, I'm starting to ramble, I'm starting to waffle, but yeah, like I said, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Don't waste your time looking back, bro. We're not going that way.